cabbage in the handbag. Who knew?
Why the fuck not? You never know when you need a cabbage.
No, that's it. Oh, what's it called when they're in the stocks?
Yeah, you never know when you're going to encounter someone in some stocks. How often do you swap the cabbage out?
Well, just before it turns, I eat it.
What, just...
No, I've got to cook it.
Oh, right.
I go buy a few potatoes. This is when I went to work and stuff.
Oh,
Sometimes
right.
I'd get to go to Morrison's. I'd just go to the meat counter and buy 2 pork chops and then some little potatoes, Morrison's. And then I'd go back, eat the cabbage and then replenish the cabbage the next day or something.
Alright, okay.
I wrote a song called Cabbages and Condoms.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You swing them like this. Is it... What is it? Sexual? Is it what's it?
No, it's just Cabbages and Condoms. It was named after a restaurant in somewhere in Asia, wasn't it?
Someone else mentioned that yesterday. What coincidence?
No way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said that at the end...
they wear a condom over their head.
Yeah, lights are made of condoms. Everything's made of condoms, and at the end of the day, at the end of the date, or the end of the lovely meal you've had, they hand out condoms. It's a great first date place.
Right. Sounds like they're putting a lot of pressure on that dating couple, doesn't it? Yeah, you got to take your first date. Here's some condoms. Put a condom on your head. Have some more condoms. All our food is. Yeah. So you're eating your fucking dinner like in Danny DeVito's Penguin, shoveling it into your mouth.
Licking it.
What are the flavours? You think it's normal? Oh.
Cabbage and condoms.
Cabbage and Condoms. What a fucking place. Oh.
And welcome to the show.
Yeah. Welcome to Cutting to the Bone of the Post-Truth Apocalypse.
Now have primary control of critical vehicle functions. Roger roll, Discovery.
I'm Ben. As I'm always, I'm joined by Mike.
Hello.
And Claire.
Hi.
Today we're talking about Mothman. Alien visitor, cryptid, interdimensional demon of some kind, harbinger of disaster. Who knows? Let's find out shortly. But first, we'll thank some new and returning listeners, and then we'll go on and do a bit of weird news before we crack on with the main cut and thrust of today's topic. So, start with Niles in Missouri. Michigan, sorry. Calgary, Canada. Dumbarton, United Kingdom. Dallas, Texas. Ocala, Florida. Patterson, New Jersey. Tallinn, Estonia. Lucca, Italy. Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam. More power to you. Bandar Lampung in Indonesia. Milo in the Netherlands. Mulheim in Germany. Dora, Alabama. Boise in Indiana. Idaho. El Paso, Texas. Brisbane, Australia. Sydney, Australia. Benton, Arkansas. New Orleans, I saw there.
Yeah.
Guadalajara, Spain. Toronto, Canada. Shady Nasty, New York.
Slipping down to 4th.
Telford, United Kingdom. Porterville in Missouri. And number 1, from out of nowhere... Brussels.
Willkommen.
That's German, Mike.
It's close enough.
No, it's not. I think they'd probably be quite offended by that. So.
It's only welcome, I know.
Well, you could have said bonjour. That's closer.
Bienvenue. Isn't that French?
Yes.
For welcome. There you go.
The Belgians have their own language.
Well, it's close. It's mixed between French and German. They'll get there.
Alright.
I'll give them the French and the German.
Sorry, Brussels. Okay, alright, let's go into some weird news.
Let's get the boys' views on this week's weird news.
This is fantastic. Priest recorded having group sex on altar of Pearl River Church, police say. 3 arrested.
Whoa.
Right.
Is it a group, really? If it's 3, that's just a threesome. Group is 4.
This isn't just group sex.
Right.
This is more.
More.
Scandalous.
Indeed. The lights inside St. Peter and Paul Roman Catholic Church in Pearl River run later than usual on September 30th, so a passerby stopped to take a closer look. Peering inside, the onlooker saw the small parish's pastor, half naked, having sex with 2 women on the altar. According to court documents, the women were dressed in corsets and high-heeled boots. There were sex toys and stage lighting and a mobile phone as well as a separate camera, and were mounted on tripods recording it all.
They're just making movies, aren't they?
Why not?
This is the pastor though. Should he be having
moonlighting.
Should he be having BDSM sex on the altar of his church while recording it?
There's some kinky people out there, Ben.
There is, and just because you're a vicar doesn't mean you can't enjoy a life of kink.
There you go.
But
And
probably
is this Catholicism?
yes.
No
I didn't
dramas.
think they were allowed to.
Oh, true. Yeah, if this is a Catholic church, he's not allowed to, is he? He can only
No.
fuck kids. I mean, no one allegedly. No. The Pope's admitted it now, hasn't he?
Has he?
I thought he said that some bad stuff went on and they should try and move on from it.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
He skimmed over it.
He skimmed over it. He mentioned it. I can tell you that much.
Well, at least he's coming out against capitalism. Have you seen that?
Well,
No.
yeah, it's easy for him to say sat on his golden throne in his snakehead throne room, swore behind his impregnable fucking fortress. Yeah, that's fine for him to say.
Well, at least he's saying it.
Well, he's a bit of a hypocrite, isn't he? I mean, that man's fucking gold on his dress alone would probably feed a family of 12 in Africa for fucking 3 months.
Well, technically, he's not a capitalist, is he? He's like a feudalist.
Oh, so he lives a life of, like, you know,
He's technically monarchy.
Yeah.
bland porridge.
Yeah, he's not eating bland porridge anymore, and he's having some fine Italian breakfast in his fucking 80 quid slippers. I saw that on Porn Stars.
No way.
Someone bought in a pair of a former Pope's slippers
Mm.
with an authentication certificate. There you go. Anyway, the eyewitness took a call and took a video and called the Pearl River police, who arrived at the church and viewed that recording. And they were like, oh yeah, I'm taking this home with me. Why do the boys in the station see this?
Literally a moneymaker.
Oh yeah. Officers then arrested the Reverend Travis Clark, pastor of St. Peter's and Paul since 2019, on obscenity charges. The Archdiocese of New Orleans announced the priest's arrest on October 1st, but would not give specifics about why he was arrested, nor the police. New details, however, have emerged in a court filings that paint a lurid picture of a priest recording himself engaged in sexual roleplay while desecrating a sacred place within the church.
Jizzing everywhere.
Or pissing.
Yeah.
Public records additionally show that one of the women, Mindy Dixon, 41, is an adult film actor who works for hire as a dominatrix.
See, it's all kosher.
On a social media account associated with Dixon, a September the 29th post said she was on her way to New Orleans to meet another dominatrix and defile a house of God. Oh yeah! Dun, 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 dun. That's fucking metal. Dixon.
As long as they're not doing it at Sunday church service.
When she's going strapped to the crucifix. Everyone comes in and she drops her curtains and the priest are ball gagged on a crucifix naked.
Bread of heaven. I'm singing along. Fucking going at it.
Oh, Father, who art in heaven. It's like, whoosh, whoosh. Oh, man. It was clearly visible from the street. That's the best of it.
Voyeurism.
It's fucking dudes. He hasn't even closed the curtain.
So who was peeking then? Someone must have been peeking to
I'd have been fucking peeking. I'd have got, well, everybody has to join in. The arrest marked the latest scandal to befall the Archdiocese of New Orleans after a different North Shore priest, the Reverend Pat Wattingy, reportedly disclosed on October 1st to Archbishop Gregory Iman that he had sexually abused a minor in 2013. He removed from the public ministry last week and added him to the Archdiocese list of clergy who the church believes have been credibly accused of molestation. And that just brought me down straight away.
So nothing wrong with the dominatrix and the BDSM, but that shit obviously is fucking sick.
Well, the BDSM's all consent for a start, isn't it? Let's face it.
They're adults.
They're adults, but I mean, I'm assuming there's laws against certainly church laws against a priest indulging in that on the altar of his church.
Probably not the wisest thing he's ever done.
Imagine if God was watching you, secretly he's going, oh yeah.
Definitely watching in a church.
In all fairness, right, why didn't God step in at that point and go either give his thumb up or thumb down?
Or thumb in.
Or thumb in.
Thumb in his ass.
Well, I think even the Doms would have to submit to God, wouldn't they?
They're just defile. They obviously don't non-believers, aren't they?
How do you know? They could be Christians. Just because they indulge in BDSM doesn't mean they're not Christians.
They did say they won't defile a church.
Yeah, what was her name again?
Minnie, wasn't it?
I've forgotten now. Mindy Dixon.
Mindy.
There you go, Mindy Dixon. Yeah, she's pretty hot. She's like a hot goth dominatrix. Had a buddy fucking knocked on the door and seen what the chance of joining in were. Anyone switch?
Moving on before Ben gets a boner.
Too late. Alright.
Man caught filling hotel bathtub up with potatoes while wearing a bra and high on MDMA. Caught by who? The Potato King.
King of the potato people. Wow.
That's it.
The staff that saw him dragging sacks of potatoes to the hotel room.
Oh, he's with eyes like piss holes in the snow and girding his tits off, probably. I don't know, we need Gaz here for this. I've never done MDMA.
When Judge Peter Henry asked James Johnson why he was filling a bath with potatoes, he replied, "It felt the right thing to do at the time."
Yeah.
Johnson, 30, was caught by officers wearing a woman's bra over his shirt and carrying a bag of spuds as he entered the Travel Lodge in Eastleigh. Officers searched his room and found an Aladdin's cave of drugs, including ecstasy and other designer drugs similar to MDMA called 5-MAPB.
That's not very catchy.
Not really. And a psychedelic substance called 2CB.
You had one potato down each bra.
Oh, it looks like a really nice little hotel as well. Oh, Travel Lodge, bless.
Southampton Crown Court heard Johnson and two friends had decided to go on a one-night binge, which ended up lasting 5 days.
Sort of fear and loathing shit, isn't it?
Fear and Loathing in Eastleigh.
I need to see that movie.
Potatoes.
And at the end, he gets arrested for carrying the potatoes up.
James Kellum, prosecuting, told the court hotel staff phoned the police after smelling cannabis in the room.
Oh, you see, that's sloppy.
That wouldn't happen in Vegas, would it?
Nah, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, doesn't it? And apparently, if you want to, you can get anything at all you want in Vegas. Anything.
Well, he bought the drugs on the dark web for around 750 quid, but a drug expert found that the true value of the drugs was around 300.
You got ripped, mate. As well as had to go to court and pay court fees.
Yeah, he was charged with intent to supply drugs and pleaded guilty.
I don't think he was looking to supply when they're on a 5-day binge.
Yeah. The judge said the case was odd and bizarre and sentenced Johnson to an 18-month community order with a requirement to carry a 9-month drug rehabilitation program.
Sting.
Yeah. Still fun, I'd imagine. I wonder what day that was into the... Oh, it was 5-day binge. I was on a 5th day he got caught doing that. They've had a good time.
I think it's a bit harsh. What's he
harsh.
done?
Taking drugs in a hotel.
No,
It's his own body, he can do what he wants, can't he?
intent to supply, they're saying, but
Yeah,
you
it's
know, you could
bollocks,
it was,
It's intent to supply because of the value, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean,
And,
You know,
and maybe you had it, you know, you don't just buy one pill, do you buy 30?
Yeah. Do you mind?
I imagine that's how it goes down.
10, like, you know.
You've been watching Layer Cake too often, haven't you? I've got 5 million E's, that's 5 million quid, yeah? It's just the money, that's all it is. I mean, yeah, they know he's not selling it, but under the law, if you've got that much drugs on you, it's intent to sell.
Yeah.
He's got to prove it was all personal use.
I mean, it's like, well, he's having a bit of fun, didn't cause anyone any harm, didn't do any
Not on his
damage.
own either,
Well, we don't know if it did any
Sweet
damage.
potatoes in the bathtub.
Well, they'd have left
Potatoes between friends.
they'd have left the potatoes there. The hotel could have reused them.
They didn't know where they put them.
You know, wash them.
Their naked bodies.
Just wash them, soak them in some boil them, skin them and boil them.
That'll be fine.
That'd be fine. I just think it's a win for the. As long as they pay their room fit charges, it's a win for the hotel. They got a free bag of potatoes.
There we go.
Everyone's a winner. Where did you get the bra from, though?
Yeah, I don't know.
Presumably, he
Somewhere
didn't.
along the route on the 5-day binge,
I was going to
obviously.
say, presumably, that was the first day he'd been wearing the bra over the top of his t-shirt, because otherwise the hotel staff might have commented before that,
Yeah.
or noticed.
Yeah.
So he can't have gone out in it, because they'd have said, you know you're wearing a bra, right? Excuse me, sir.
I'm assuming they went out on day 1, didn't come back till day 5 to the hotel. That's what I'm assuming.
No, they did it all in the hotel room.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, they smoked weed in there.
So on the 5th day, they finally called
Maybe
the
all the
police.
staff were cool until, like, you know, the jobs may have come in on the fifth day.
Maybe.
Yeah, the boss came in on the Friday.
Free weed and potatoes in that room.
Exactly. Oh, that's it. And you can't tell me some of the staff didn't take a little bit before the police got there.
And the little line of potatoes, like, you know, taking them back to their room was a giveaway as well, like
Mate,
Hansel and Gretel.
That's it, I was going to say that. That's exactly what I was going to say. You read my mind. He's like, I'm really fucked. I need to put these potatoes down for when I come back, for when I next leave the room. So I can find my way out. No one will notice. Alright, what's the last one then? I think that's L.I. I don't know where that is. This is the dark one, sorry.
Right.
Clair.
L.I. man who slit throat after police chase was living with bodies of dead family.
Ooh.
Oh dear. Right, okay. A Long Island man who slits his throat after Suffolk County Police chase had also killed his father and sister and had been living with the bodies for days, according to sources.
Do you want the writing bigger?
Less, please. I'm like, this beer ain't helping either. Right.
Not that we drink during this.
No, obviously not. Okay, where are we? So Bill Farnham, 43, was still on parole after being released from a state prison last year on an attempted burglary case. He had 5 cases pending in Suffolk County, where he crashed into a pole in
Patchog. I hope the pole's alright. Poor chap. Or woman.
Tuesday morning after being chased by the police. According to the court and prison record, he slit his throat before officers could approach the car. Cops have said. Oh.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ben.
That's the way to go, innit?
Yeah.
So when authorities went to notify his family of the apparent suicide, officers discovered the bodies of his dad and sister, who may have been inside the home in Bellport for as long as 12 days.
Oh.
The neighbours and sources have told. Oh.
Do the quote.
She had mentioned he was a little crazy, but in the same breath would say, "I love him." Neighbour Nancy Farrell said. They were quiet. You would see an ambulance action code. What?
You see an ambulance action
Once in a while. I think it would be crazy inside, but not outside. He was in prison for most of the time, and I've been living here, but he came back last year, she added.
Yeah. Oh, that's dark.
It's
But,
dark.
you know, crazy.
Just a bit.
Well, you know, he's living with the bodies of his dead family for 12 days. I thought it was worth some weird news.
How about the people that dig up their relatives every year?
Yeah.
And you know.
Yeah, that's it. We've had that on a weird news thing. He's like, they pose them and everything, but cigs in their mouth.
Yeah, sunglasses. Rotting man, it's like.
Yeah, but it's even darker when women have like a stillborn and they bury it and then they dig it up again a year later and she's cradling it like
Oh, Ben.
I'm just saying, I was in the picture, man. It was in the pictures.
Well, you know, this man's obviously not in the right frame of mind anyway, so, you know, he's probably sitting there like the American Psycho.
Yeah.
Did he kill him?
Yeah, he killed him. Well, they think he certainly killed him anyway.
Yeah.
He'd been living with their corpses for 12 days. Let's assume he did.
Yeah, poor bloke, man, he's gone fucking insane.
Claire, you're a mental health professional. What would you say your verdict is on this man? What would you officially classify him as?
He's had an episode.
Right. Is that the technical term? He's had an episode?
Yeah, possibly a schizophrenic episode where, like, you know, he's not in touch with reality. His brain could be, you know, just in a really paranoid state. He could be hearing voices. Voices can be really horrible and nasty and tell you nasty things.
Yeah, he
as
told me
well.
some horrible stories about that.
Yeah, when I've been working with people in the past, the voices are outside your head, and one guy I was working with said that the voice was telling him he was a paedophile. So you've got to, you know, from a psychological point of view, you've got to ask whether it's, you know, something inherent and deep within them that they're trying to suppress, or are they having, you know, an episode where they can't control it. Back to drinking.
Right. Let's go to Mothman.
Right, if you are suffering from anything from the last subject we were talking about, it's Mental Health Day week, isn't it?
Mental Health Day.
Mental Health Day. Please talk to people, get in touch with anybody.
Yep.
That's our charitable bit.
That's
Always seek help, yeah.
Yeah, we'll seek help.
Remember that mental health is not your fault, but it is your responsibility.
No.
You won't know it's your responsibility to a certain extent. Just talk to people, you know.
It's no measure of health, we want to adjust it to profoundly sick society.
Oh, shut up, nihilist boy.
What does that mean? He's put the mind.
Yeah.
Everything's terrible.
Do you do Krishnamurti, is it or something?
What?
I don't know, anyway, some philosopher said it.
Christian Murthy.
Not the fucking Channel 4 news presenter, Christian Murphy, whatever his name is.
Alright, I don't know.
Christian Guru Murphy.
I don't know who it is.
him.
I know him.
The philosopher.
Alright, anyway, let's talk about Mothman.
Let's go for it.
So, on November 12th, 1966, in Clendenin, West Virginia, a gravedigger working a cemetery spotted something strange. He spotted a big fucking black thing with wings and red eyes. It's terrifying. He glanced from his work as something huge soared above his head, a massive figure that was moving rapidly across the cemetery from tree to tree. He would later describe the figure as a brown human being. That was the first reported sighting of what will come to be known as the Mothman, an elusive creature that, although now widely celebrated by the town it once terrorised, remains as mysterious as it was on the night that a few frightened witnesses first laid eyes on it.
They were terrorised, they're like, right.
By brown and black things, this isn't like a white supremacist thing, is it?
No. Well, at least I hope not.
Why do all the terrorisers get all the fame?
So, just 3 days after the gravedigger's initial report in nearby Point Pleasant, West Virginia, two couples noticed a grey-winged creature about 6 or 7 feet tall standing in front of the car they were all sitting in. Eyewitnesses Roger Scarborough and Steve Mallet told the local paper, the Point Pleasant Register, that the beast had bright red eyes about 6 inches apart, a wingspan of 10 feet, and that it seemed to want to avoid the bright headlights of the car. Because he's got glowing fucking red eyes.
It's a gremlin.
6 to 7 feet tall.
Pick one, a mutated one.
It's one of those big bats, isn't it?
Fuck, what? 6 to 7 feet tall with a wingspan of 10 feet?
Oh, yeah.
Bright red eyes? According to witnesses, the creature was able to fly at incredible speeds, perhaps as fast as 100 miles per hour. one of the men told reporters, although all agreed that he was a clumsy runner on the ground. They knew because the creature allegedly chased their moving vehicle to the outskirts of town in the air and then scuttled into a nearby field and disappeared.
Imagine a beast that like runs like it shat itself.
He's scuttling around, legs apart. I wish I could fly this low to the ground. Knowing how absurd this must have sounded to a local paper in a small Alapatian community in the 1960s, Scarberry insisted that the apparition couldn't have been a figment of his imagination. He assured the paper, "If I had seen it by myself, I wouldn't have said anything, but there were 4 of us who saw it. Interesting. That's a statue of Mothman there is in Point Pleasant, West Virginia. You can go and Google that image. Looks fucking terrifying to me.
Does it?
Yeah.
I should point out that this is a cryptid creature, or possibly interdimensional, and not the member of the original Watchmen team who got lost in his superhero persona and was committed to a mental asylum. I feel like I need to point that out to any comic book listeners. Okay?
I don't understand what you're on about, but yeah.
I like Watchmen. It's good.
A bit reptilian looking face, isn't it?
It is. And he's got more sort of bat wings with holes in, but you know, I don't like it either way.
Maybe it's one of the insectoids that Randy Kramer's fighting on Mars.
Oh, maybe they come to Earth. The papers at this point were sceptically calling it a bird and a mysterious creature, though they did print Manet's description, it was like a man with wings. But more and more sightings were reported in the Point Pleasant area over the next year as the legend of the Mothman took shape. The Gettysburg Times reported 8 additional sightings in the short span of 3 days after the first claims, including 2 volunteer firefighters who supposedly saw what they described as a very large bird with large red eyes.
Could be a vulture. They got vultures in the US, haven't they?
They have.
Not 7-foot vultures.
7-foot vultures, Mike. With 10-foot wingspans.
10-foot wingspan.
Red eyes
right?
like the devil.
Exactly.
They got quite big wingspans, haven't
I don't know,
they?
10 foot.
Maybe they're exaggerating a bit. Maybe it's 6 feet.
Well, I don't know.
When you're scared, everything's a bit exaggerated, isn't it?
Of course it is.
That's why people say I've got such a big penis. Because of the implication.
They faint out of shock then.
No, they just that frightened. So, Newell Partridge, a resident of Salem, West Virginia, reported strange patterns that appeared on his television screen one evening, followed by a mysterious sound just outside of his home. See, shining a flashlight towards the direction of the noise, Partridge supposedly witnessed 2 red eyes resembling bicycle reflectors looking back at him.
Was it in a pear tree? Sorry, that's awful.
Yeah, I'm going to take the King of Puns crown off if you carry on like that. You get 2 strikes. You lose one of them.
Oh.
This anecdote remains a popular one in the Mothman mythos, well, I'll try saying that, especially because it allegedly resulted in the disappearance of Partridge's dog. Some believe to this day that the fearsome beast took his beloved pet. What if it took the dog? I think that's terrible, it's tragic.
I was watching a nature thing recently, it's going about leopards in India encroaching into people's houses because they're building more and more into the wild, aren't they?
Space, yeah.
The leopards are going in and stealing like pigs and stuff from local farms.
Yeah.
That's fine, okay.
Yeah, but not only that, they show you one video, this leopard just walking in this house calmly. Yeah, you hear a dog bark, and then you hear it whine, and then you just see the leopard carrying a dead dog at the fucking...
Oh, fuck me.
That could quite easily be a baby, couldn't
Yeah?
it?
Yeah?
Fucking frightening as fuck, man.
How big's the dog?
I don't know, it's just a medium-sized dog.
Wow.
It's a leopard.
Well,
Didn't have a chance, did it?
No. At least it had a go, eh?
Leopards take down cattle. I know more, you know, they take down huge beasts.
Yeah.
Crikey.
Dog doesn't stand a chance.
But don't cows in India just roam around? They just go and wander down the streets, don't they?
Suppose they belong to somebody though, don't they?
Although the leopards hunt at night, so maybe they're...
Well, they need to find where the cows sleep, don't they?
Or maybe they're taking cows. Maybe cows are a bit big for it, I don't know.
Anyway, let's go down. Maybe there's a simple explanation for the Mothman myth. Dr. Robert L. Smith, Associate Professor of Wildlife Biology at West Virginia University, that's a title and a half, isn't it?
Yeah.
Dismissed the notion that a flying monster was staking out the town. Instead, he attributed the sightings to a sandhill crane, which stands almost as tall as the average adult man and has bright red flesh around its eyes. The explanation was compelling, especially given the number of early reports that described the creature as bird-like. Some even hypothesized, there we go, the crane was perhaps deformed, especially if it made its home in the, quote, TNT area, which locals call a series of nearby bunkers that were reused for manufacturing munitions during World War II. It has been suggested that the bunkers have leaked toxic materials into the neighbouring wildlife preserve, possibly affecting nearby animals. Oh, how fucking metal! Fucking massive cranes produced by... do you reckon they're like he's like a superhero or a villain? Or villain, maybe.
Just one of them.
Just one. Mutated
There's
it.
always just one, isn't there?
Yeah. Apart from Bigfoot, there's loads of him. Well, I love Bigfoot anyway.
Like Bigfoot?
No, not really.
Well, fuck the both of you. I like him. So another Point Pleasant legend states that the creation of the Mothman was nothing more than the work of one very committed prankster who went so far as to hide in the abandoned World War II munitions plant where many of the sightings occurred.
Ah, very committed prankster. Living in toxic waste to freak people. I'll get them.
Maybe he mutated.
Yeah.
I mean, he's living in toxic waste. The theory goes that when the national press ran with the Mothman story, so it's just the national press this, you know, spreading it across the country, panic set in. Locals became convinced they were seeing the Mothman in birds and other large animals, even long after the prankster had given up on the joke. The Mothman also bears a striking resemblance to several demon archetypes, found among those who have experienced sleep paralysis, perhaps suggesting the visions are nothing more than the embodiment of typical human fears pulled from the depths of the unconscious and grafted onto real-life bird or animal sightings when people panic. It's a fear monster!
That's all we need. 2020, our fucking nightmares come true.
It's going to be the rapture, isn't it, for the end of the year? So you're going to be sat here broadcasting through the apocalypse and you're going to have to fight demons off periodically.
You just fucking make that demon from your nightmares come true.
I was trying not to think of anything. There's a Stay Puft Marshmallow Man appears inside.
Sorry, that's me.
That was me, yeah. I used to roast Stay Puft Marshmallows on the fires at Capricorn. I'm trying to think of something less harmless.
Have you watched that? Do you ever think that it'll just be like this, going waiting for the blown up marshmallow to eat it?
Oh, god damn, I love Ghostbusters. Then there are the paranormal explanations, a morass of complicated theories that weave together aliens, UFOs and precognition. They paint the Mothman either as a harbinger of doom or more sinisterly its cause, which we'll get to shortly. A legend that has its roots in the tragedy that befell the Point Pleasant community shortly after the Mothman arrived. The Silver Bridge collapse.
This was in the film. The Mothman Prophecies.
Ah, yes, you watched that movie the other night, didn't you? So, tell us a little bit about that.
Well,
What'd you think of it?
Well, it was alright. Wasn't really much of a film. It was a bit slow, a bit long to be fair. It was like 2 hours long. I thought it should have been.
Do you think I'd make it to the end, like?
I don't know, do you like sort of...
A slow-paced thriller?
Yeah, psychological horror / thriller.
I don't know. I've got a, you know my snooze factor.
Probably not then. It wasn't great. It's got a 6.4 IMDb, so that's about right.
Richard Gere's in it if you find him appealing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Could be better. Give him a C+. Give him a try harder.
The bridge scene was pretty good, I suppose.
Was it? Okay. So on December 15th, 1967, just over a year after the first Mothman sighting, traffic was especially bad. The Silver Bridge, built in 1928 to connect Point Pleasant, West Virginia to Gallipolis, Ohio, was packed with cars. Sadly, it had been built at a time when cars were a lot lighter. The Model T weighed about 1,500 pounds, a modest sum when compared to the 1967 average for a car, which was 4,000 pounds.
Especially in America, their cars are massive.
They're huge, aren't they?
But I do love American classic cars. Especially 67, that's the first Mustang.
Oh yeah.
67
Oh,
Mustangs,
muscle cars.
Steve McQueen doing a chip.
Yeah, beautiful, aren't they?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I do like Kemp's Customs on the History Channel where in Las Vegas where people say I want a 67 Mustang but I want it the body done nicely, I want this artwork on it, blah blah blah. And then they just put a modern engine in it, modern power steering, make it look the fucking bollocks, it's amazing.
Yeah.
And then he's like, oh yeah, that's 30 grand by the way. Fuck, how much are these people got to spend?
Fuck.
My niece is named after a Mustang, the Mustang Shelby.
Ah.
My brother was that into cars.
Funny enough, we watched that film the other night. The GT40 and the Shelby and the Le Mans film. It was pretty good actually, I quite enjoyed it.
Classy car.
Yeah, oh yeah. Anyway, sorry, we're getting distracted. That's one for you car fans.
Car fans.
Because if you don't like cars, you just turned off. The British engineers hadn't been particularly imaginative when it came to the future, nor had they been especially cautious. The bridge's design featured very little redundancy, meaning if one part failed, there was almost nothing in place to prevent the other parts from failing as well. And on that cold December day, that was exactly what happened. Without warning, a single eye bar near the top of the bridge on the Ohio side cracked, the chain snapped and the bridge, its careful equilibrium disturbed, fell to pieces, plunging cars and pedestrians into the icy water of the Ohio River below. 46 people died, either by drowning or being crushed by the wreckage, and that must be a fucking horrible way to go. That bridge that you've put all your faith in, every journey you've took over it, which is probably a lot, all of a sudden one day, just fucking goes from underneath you. Jesus.
Sounds like the Woodbridge down the road.
In the film, 36 people died.
Well, it's 46.
Unless 10 died after.
Maybe, I don't know. It was the second terrible and bizarre thing to put the small community of Point Pleasant on the map in a year, and some connected the two. In 1975, author John Keel conflated the Mothman sightings and the bridge disaster, as well as reported UFO activity, to create his book, The Mothman Prophecies, hence the film. Mm-hmm. His story took hold and the term became iconic among conspiracy theorists, UFOologists, or ufologists if you prefer, and fans of the paranormal. So, in a way, it's a bit like Loch Ness, because they've got this thing and they're like, we could, must be a massive boost to the local economy, morbid as it is, but to the point where they have a Mothman parade now every year, and they've got a statue of him in the town. Is it best thing that happened to the town in a way, isn't it?
What? What's that? So 48 people dead?
46 people.
What, 46?
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying, their local economy must be booming.
And did anyone see the Mothman?
Yes, they did. He'd been sighted. This is where the sightings took place around this area.
Exact time of the bridge collapsed, because I got a feeling that the book coming out after put that image into people's minds.
Yeah.
Well, people say they did see him around the bridge area, but who can say? I mean, it's eyewitness testimony.
Yeah, I'm going with the faulty bridge myself, but...
This is where I come to now. Point Pleasant's fame as the home of the Mothman legend hasn't waned. You got the 2002 movie, obviously Richard Gere's in it, big things. Alright, so let's go through some of the most apparently credible Mothman sightings. A trucker reportedly spied the Mothman at O'Hare International Airport in Chicago, where they had...
A UFO sighting.
A massive UFO sighting.
See one of our episodes.
Yeah. A truck driver stopped at O'Hare International Airport on November 26, 2019, claimed he spotted a person with wings around 7 feet tall standing by a fence while he took a smoke break at about 6:30 p.m. He reported his sighting to the UFO Clearinghouse, an online source for odd encounters that describes itself as a portal for the truth. According to the investigator who took the report, the truck driver said the creature had a wingspan of approximately 6 feet and looked like a demon or a goblin and was a solid black. The witness himself believed he was in the presence of a demon. Wow.
I think you're smoking crack.
He was he made a loud screeching noise before flying off into the surrounding forest, similarly to the experience of those who claim to have encountered the Mothman.
Would shit you up though, wouldn't it?
Fucking would.
See this big fucking... How big is it? 6 feet?
6 foot tall.
7 feet.
Oh, 7 feet tall with a 6 foot wingspan. Shrieks at you and then fucks off. Glowing red eyes. Looked like a demon.
Obviously, there was more than tobacco in that smoking.
Maybe it was a Jeffrey.
Yeah.
Right, we had obviously the Point Pleasant Bridge collapse. We've gone through the couple being chased. But apparently he's been sighted in Germany.
Oh.
Right, where he allegedly saved the lives of miners in Fryeburg.
Okay.
Right, okay.
Yeah. On September 10th, 1978, a group of miners in Fryeburg, Germany came face to face with a seemingly headless creature with glowing red eyes on its chest blocking the mine's entrance. At first they thought it was a man in a trench coat, but then they quickly realised it was not a coat, but unfurled large black wings. The men remained in the mine entrance stunned and staring at the creature until it let out a blood-curdling screech that sent the miners scrambling out. About an hour later, the men felt a seismic rubble and witnessed a plume of dust shoot from the mine as it collapsed.
Just farted.
If the men had gone to their stations in the mine as usual, the majority of them would have died. It appeared as though what they dubbed the Fryeburg Shrieker saved their lives.
The Fryeburg Shrieker.
That might be some kind of porn name. They call me the Fryeburg Shrieker.
You could have put an accent on that as well.
Mm.
The Fryeburg Shrieker.
They called me the Fryeburg Shrieker. That's Dutch, but you know.
Try Sean Connery.
Same thing.
Oh, the Fryeburg Shrieker.
Never ask Sean Connery to sit on your face. Right, okay. Now let's go to the next one. The Mothman may have tried to warn people of the Fukushima disaster.
Well, fuck me.
Mark Pules, an American visiting Japan, was out with a friend near the Fukushima plant when they suddenly heard a loud whooshing sound and a terrible screeching. As they looked back towards the plant, they saw a figure that Pules described as large and black. From the distance I was at, it looked to be sitting on top of one of the large-shaped square buildings. It sat there for about 5 minutes, then unfurled a large set of what I could only describe as large black wings. The creature took flight, circling the plant a few times before coming closer to them. Quote, "That's when I noticed the two large red eyes. They seemed to glow from within with a blood-red hue. They were unblinking in the 3 to 4 seconds we saw them. We knew they were looking straight at us. We knew this creature knew we could see it, and it made no attempt to disguise itself."
So it just turns up at like disaster areas or potential disaster areas, shrieks, and then fucks off.
Circles about a bit and then fucks off. Terrifies some people, you know. Jules describes an immense feeling of dread that washed over him and the creature vanished as quickly as it had appeared. It wasn't until Pules was back home in America, hearing the news on CNN about the devastation of the Japanese earthquake and the explosions of the very same nuclear power plant where he witnessed the creature, that he realised he may have seen the infamous harbinger of disaster known as the Mothman.
Dun, dun, dun.
Or was he warning everybody? He's like, look, some shit's gonna go down! And that's his screech. That's what it translates to, would translate to in human. Like, that screech is like, some shit's gonna go down, you gotta get everyone out of here.
Could be saying, fuck you humans.
Well, it could be, but hard to think he's a benevolent Mothman.
Do you think he's some sort of interdimensional creature that's coming to warn us of things, or do you think he lives on the planet and can foresee these things?
Is he an alien that's got time travel?
Is it the one causing these things? You know,
Oh, just you jump on the fucking anti-Mothman bandwagon, you racist!
it doesn't appear anywhere when
You mothist!
anything nice is happening, does it?
He's trying to warn people, man!
Yeah.
Maybe he's causing it. The Mothman was apparently hanging around the Twin Towers the week of the 9/11 attacks.
Wasn't he? Was he just?
Yeah. During the days leading up to the terrorist attacks on September the 11th, 2001, several people reported sightings of a black-winged creature flying near the Twin Towers. During the attack, as the second plane hit, eyewitnesses reported a creature flying parallel to the plane.
So we got film footage of both the planes hitting the towers, haven't we? Is that right?
Allegedly true footage of planes hitting the towers, Mike.
No one just like to snap a picture of a big winged creature flying right above.
Maybe it was on the other side of the camera.
But someone
People
got a
got
picture of a man
cameras,
that
yeah.
chucked himself outside the window. They can't get the big beast.
Maybe he was sat on the wing.
It's going along to the road.
Yeah! Shouting to everyone, get the fuck out! Trying to hold back the plane. Maybe. Then in the days that followed, those reporting the creature were allegedly approached by, quote, Men in Black, quote, end quote, see our episode on Men in Black, and warned them to stop talking about what they saw. Whoa, the MIB's involved.
Yeah. How'd that conversation go, then knock on the door?
Yeah, I believe you saw a Mothman. You didn't. That's the I did see one though. There's a big black wing thing flying alongside the plane. No, sir. You saw nothing, and your family will live. You know what happened to Barney Hill, don't you? Just saying. So apparently also, the Mothman is allegedly connected to the Chernobyl disaster. See our Chernobyl episode. The Mothman is believed to have been around for the worst nuclear accident in history. Throughout 1985, many scientists and other workers at the nuclear plant in Chernobyl, Ukraine, claimed to see a huge black, bird-like creature with the body of a man flying around the plant. Those who saw the red-eyed beast also reported a series of strange, harassing phone calls. I'm Mothman. Don't go to work tomorrow. It's gonna be an explosion. I'm Mothman. Who the fuck's this? Or he just screeches down the phone at him.
Yeah. Sorry, I don't speak Mark.
Bloody monster.
Learn the bloody language you're coming out of the country.
It's like when you get an Indian call centre, innit? They're like, oh, for God's sake, really?
Mothman call centre.
I
keep telling you, it isn't working. I switched it on and off again, nothing happens.
What do you mean it's going to explode? Don't be ridiculous.
No, you can't send me a picture of your moth cock.
No, I'm not sending you Bobs and Vaggy.
God's sake. Harassing phone calls.
And a string of nightmares leading up to the disaster explosion in April 1986. On April 26th, the day of the accident, several people saw the huge black bird actually flying around the smoke after the explosion. Even those in the nearby town of Pripyat claimed to have seen the strange creature that became known as the Blackbird of Chernobyl in the days leading up to the disaster. Pripyat was also affected and later evacuated because of the harmful radiation, and no one's ever been back there since. Unless you're on a tour.
And say David Attenborough's been there.
Oh yeah, sorry, you can go there, but only for like half an hour, 45 minutes tops, or something like that, isn't it? Check our episode for the facts. I was quite factual on that one. Mothman might have appeared at the site of the I-35 West Bridge collapse. Spotted again the bridge, and yet another bridge collapse in 2007.
See, these bridges just weren't built for cars and Mothman at once, you see. He's landing on the bridge.
He's car surfing.
Yeah.
Oh my God, the bridge!
Can't take the strain.
So the Minneapolis Bridge was opened for traffic in 1967, the same year the Silver Bridge collapsed. Then on August 1st, 2007, after a month of Mothman sightings, the I-35 West Bridge collapsed during rush hour, taking the lives of 13 people with it and injuring 145 more. Reports of the Mothman began trickling in on June 27th, 2007, preceding the collapse by a mere month. Many claim to see the humanoid creature flapping its massive wings in the surrounding area and at the bridge itself. An Illinois woman witnessed the creepy cryptid while driving just outside of Stewartville, Minneapolis on June 27th, 2007 and called paranormal radio show host George Norrie on Coast to Coast AM. Well, when you're on Coast to Coast AM, you've made the big time. You have. I'd love to be on Coast to Coast. If you're listening, George, or anyone would like to recommend me, oh, get out of this dump. I mean, that'd be a great thing for all of us. And described the creature as having a huge wing about the width of a Ford.
Well, Ben, you trying to come up with something as ridiculous as this, you know? Make up some shit and you'll be on there, no problem, wouldn't you?
No, so you're not down for anyone down for Mothman?
It's like a dog.
Yeah, I mentioned that one earlier.
He gets about a bit, doesn't he?
He does. He's a busy guy. And
Does he fly across, you know, from continent to continent?
Maybe.
With his premonitions.
Shit, there's going to be a bridge collapse. I'm going to go over there a month early and warn everybody.
Yeah,
And he's just like flapping about, trying to screech at him,
is
going,
Superman fast?
yeah, well, maybe. I don't know. Maybe interdimensionally travels. Maybe he's got a UFO. There's usually an increase in UFO sightings around the same time as Mothman.
But didn't some of these sightings come in after the event?
Before and during. So an eyewitness in Wisconsin says the Mothman attacked his car in September 2006 at the Cross, Wisconsin, Awohai. I don't even know how to say that.
That doesn't sound like our Mothman, does it?
No, it doesn't. You know?
Hero Harley.
Attacking cars.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like him.
No.
This guy's a Cherokee man. So
Cherokee.
Cherokee, sorry, yeah. And his son were driving down an isolated stretch of road at night when the Mothman attacked them. In an interview on Monster Quest, he shared his encounter. Can anyone... Awohali, I guess, told her the creature flew alongside them and then directly in front of their windshield, close enough to touch. They got a really good look at it, describing it as bat and fleshy, with sparse hair and red eyes the size of road reflectors. He described the monster's high-pitched screech that gave them vertigo and made them sick to their stomachs. The man's son pulled over and threw up on the side of the road. After returning to the location a few days later, in the daytime, all they found behind was a deer carcass, as they later blamed on a poacher. Now, I think Mothman was saving them from hitting the deer.
Interesting theory.
Maybe.
And then he thought, well, that deer was going to die anyway.
Or the guy was
Mothman's
drunk.
going to feast. Or there was a poacher.
Or he's drunk. And he's making the whole thing up.
Well, it's the man and his son. Are you saying that Native American men are always drunk?
Not specifically, no, but this instance I am. It's possible.
Well, okay. Mothman sightings are correlated with the swine flu outbreak in Mexico.
Moth flu.
Moth flu? Moth AIDS? You know what moth AIDS? Some believe the large, hairy, red-eyed creature, the people of La Junta,
La Junta, I don't know.
Mexico, began to see stalking the area in 2009 was the legendary Mothman. The sightings occurred around the time leading up to the 2009 swine flu outbreak in Mexico. Two witnesses, Angela Menendez and Viviana Ledzema, experienced pure terror as they heard the creature's screechings emanating out from an apple orchard near Minacha Cemetery. A student who requested to remain anonymous reported the Mothman chasing him for 15 minutes on the night of March 6, 2009. Despite the best efforts of local authorities to hunt down the entity, no traces of it were found. I wouldn't last 15 minutes being chased by a Mothman.
Fuck that.
We all just turn round.
Just punch it.
My fate.
You just punch it in the fucking in its faceless head.
Yeah.
Well, its headless body.
Hello, beastie.
Yeah, you know, that is the perfect opportunity to say that.
Yeah.
Hello, beastie. Love it. Yes. And you grab a stick and go for it. Try and stab it in one of them red eyes. If I'm going down, you're coming down with me, Mothman.
Just snap you like a twig.
And have a jab it in the eye. grab a can out one of the bins and tear it and slash its throat.
They got throats, moths.
Oh yeah. Oh, go for the thorax with the edge of a ragged Budweiser can. Come on. Sorry, actually, this is Mansley. A ragged white lightning cider can. So, I think this is the last one, actually. The Mothman may have signalled the deadly Jante Dam disaster. So this actually predates all of them.
Mm.
A region in southeastern China was plagued with sightings of a figure that resembled the Mothman in early January 1926. Dubbed by locals as the Man-Dragon, a shadowy, ominous figure was seen hovering above the Jante Dam. Then disaster hit the surrounding farming villages in the form of 40 billion gallons of water. The dam collapsed, resulting in the deaths of 15,000 people.
Oops.
Well, 15,000 people are dead, Mike, is that all you've got to say?
That's what the Mothman was like. Oops. Trying to warn you about this, but...
He was a dragon over there, wasn't he?
No.
The Chinese love a dragon.
They do, everything's
They
dragon
do
over
love a
there.
dragon. So, alright, there's the sightings,
Can't
there's the
draw Mothman. They draw the dragons.
there's the sightings, there's the background. Let's start with, is he benevolent protector, harbinger of doom?
Well, I think we should start with whether it exists or not.
No,
I'm
let's go.
definitely on the side of it doesn't exist, so therefore I can't really answer your questions.
Hypothetically answer my question.
Alright. Oh no, what was it?
Is he benevolent protector, the hero that we need but don't deserve, or is he harbinger of doom, possibly doing this himself?
Or is just slightly clumsy.
Or slightly clumsy. Okay.
Knocking down bridges and dams.
I think he's a protector.
No.
Theoretical pack. He's
I don't think he's doing a very good job, I've got to say.
No, but just think of how many could have died.
Yeah.
They did die.
30,000 could have died.
Wow. I'm not buying it.
No.
I'm not buying any of this shit. It's fucking madness. Fucking Mothman.
You were doing for Bigfoot.
Mothman.
I never done
Screwing some of the screws on all these bridges.
Maybe possibly a slight tiny percent, because we did have 10 feet creatures called the Gigantopithecus.
Gigantopithecus.
That's it.
Which is like a giant monkey.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So they've existed in the past.
Yeah, I think they're bear-like.
But a
monkey.
7-foot moth.
No.
How do you know? What's the difference? What if there was a 7-foot moth?
Point who knows, but I don't think it was that big.
I do know what I do know. It is the Star Trek have totally ripped this off in what's the most recent one?
Oh, I have no idea.
Discovery,
that's it.
Yeah, they had like some sort of mothy angel type light up thing, like showing doom.
There you go.
So that they've totally ripped this off.
If Star Trek says it, must be true.
Must be.
I'm just saying. Well, you don't think it's real?
No, I don't think it's real. I think it's...
What if it's an alien? What if it's an interdimensional being? What if it's us from the future? And we had to splice our DNA with moths?
Well, that's what was acting on Star Trek. It was somebody from the future coming
Wow.
back and just trying to sort of say something's gonna be bad.
What if it's just mental people spouting shit?
Well, that's what they thought at first on Star Trek.
Well,
There's a lot of sightings though. You know, it's strange that there's always these big black winged things in the sky just before major shit kicks off.
like I said, there's no evidence, there's no photos, nothing.
There's been photos.
Has there?
Yeah. Just pause and I'll show you a photo.
Alright, gotta see this.
I'm gonna mock the fairies, I think.
Okay, so we just viewed the photo. You can Google that for yourself. It's the most recent one. Cryptomundo.com has it up. So type in Google Mothman pictures and cryptomundo.com /WP-content whatever, you'll find it.
And they're about as good as Ben's fairies from last
Yeah, I
week.
didn't say that they were real. I just pointed.
Fairy people.
Fairy people. We'll do an episode on the Fae. I'll convince you all.
He's not flying very gracefully in this picture, is he, Claire?
Well, he's gliding, isn't he?
Gliding, he's fucking... It's a bird. Nah. Blurry black and white photo. Nah, it ain't good enough.
Might be a crane. Like a bird crane.
I'm going for bollocks on this one.
Oh, well, I think he's the benevolent protector of humanity. He's trying to warn us we can't speak our language.
From the future or alien? What are you going with?
I think he might be from the future. Maybe. No. Alright, let's cut it. It's bullshit, isn't it? But it's quite entertaining. Well, probably bullshit. I mean, who knows? He could. I'm on the fence. You know me. I love a cryptid and I love an alien.
The way 2020 is going, it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah. The screeching?
The screeching. I mean, I'd imagine that.
That sounds very bird-like, and looking at that picture, it's more than bird-like.
I think they're big vultures.
It's a big birdie, innit?
Yeah.
I go with the crane, but I also like the theory that the cranes are mutated because of the toxic waste in the area. I love that. So I want to go for mutant crane. Maybe the fact that it's mutant and toxic might make stuff go wrong. Maybe it's so toxic that it causes disease and disasters to happen. Who knows? Maybe
Strange things have happened.
Like Nazi becoming Pope.
Indeed.
Well, like 2 Nazis becoming Pope. The one during the war wasn't very good either. He was oddly quiet on the Holocaust.
Yeah. Strange, isn't it?
Yeah. So then Mothman. No one's down for it then. I'm going to say on the fence. Fuck it. I'm on the fence. I think it could be true. Alright, let's go to weird news then.
Let's get the boys' views on this week's weird news.
Penguin, feeling under the weather, binge watches Pingu to cheer himself up. Wow. That's heartwarming. That's the last weird news episode. Wow. Last weird news article. Wow. A zoo have shared a look at the hilarious way a rockhopper penguin has been keeping his spirits up during a stint of rehabilitation for feather molting problems. Oh, look at him. Oh, man, my heart is literally swelling. I love penguins. Pierre, an endangered northern rockhopper penguin, hasn't been feeling tip-top lately. The brave little guy swam across oceans and was found washed up on a beach in Western Australia. He's since been experiencing some feather molting problems, meaning he's not waterproof and can't return to the wild yet. So he's been spending some time in Perth Zoo's vet department. Staff at the zoo soon realised that being away from other penguins during this time was proving difficult for Pierre, and he was rather lonely. Oh, that is fucking adorable. Oh,
G'day, mate. We'll look after you.
That has touched my blackened heart.
Finally, something gets through.
Wow.
It's Pierre the penguin.
Pierre the penguin. Wow, I'm almost in tears. So they came with a brilliant way to lift his spirits while he was feeling under the weather, and it's like we would like to spend a sick day at home, to be honest. Pierre's in watching documentaries about rockhopper penguins, as well as episodes of Pingu. Ah. Oh, on an iPad, someone's holding it for him. That's amazing. Pierre is by himself in the vet department and does get a bit lonely at times, and to make his life a bit more enriching, we've decided to get other rockhoppers online for him to watch. As well as Pingu and the documentaries, the penguin is also shown live streams of rockhoppers at Kansas City Zoo and in the US and at Edinburgh Zoo. Pierre's been really enjoying watching them and seeing them in their little habitats. Oh. Okay, next article.
For those of you interested, you can find out more about Pierre's time at the zoo on social media.
Get to the next one.
Fuck me, I never thought I'd see it happen. It was a fucking lonely penguin that did it.
Wow, it's terrific.
Parrots removed from UK Wildlife Park after they started swearing at customers.
No, that's not fucking like it.
A group of parrots at the zoo had to be put back into isolation when they all started swearing at customers after coming out of quarantine.
Nice.
A bit like us, isn't it, really? Swearing at people. Oh, fucking locked up for fucking 8 months.
Oh, I loved it. It was tremendous. I fucking loved it. Never have that again in my life.
Made no difference to me.
Oh no, you're a hermit anyway. But I fucking loved it. I could go out once a day at the shop. I went out once a day at the shop, got some beer, sat in that 30-degree heat wave we were having in the summer, watched YouTube videos, watched movies, listened to podcasts, sat in the garden, getting some sun on. Oh, got drunk, got high. It was fucking for 5 months. 5 fucking months with full pay. It was incredible.
Bully for you. I was pretending to be a teacher going on, I don't know how they manage with 30 kids.
I was mad at it.
I don't want it ever again.
I want lockdown.
No, I loved the time with my children, and it was a blessing. Next. These parrots.
Parrots, eh? Parrots, you say?
The 5 African grey parrots were adopted by Lincolnshire Wildlife Park on August the 15th and put in a room together. But it appears they used their time in isolation teaching each other foul language, which left park staff in hysterics. But swift action had to be taken when they started using obscenities with guests. Steve Nichols, CEO at the Friskney Park, said the birds were put into a timeout, but admitted over the last 25 years he's taken in many parrots that have sometimes had a bit of blue language.
Yeah, so everyone's at home going, oh, fucking hell, and the parrot's just picking it up.
Fucking hell.
It's at the Frisky Park as well.
Oh, Frisky Park. Oh.
You did say it right.
Nice ass, love. Oh man, sexist parrots as well coming too.
But they're owned by Bird and Manning.
Yeah, well, if they were owned by Bird and Manning, then yes. Yes, buddy.
The patron of our show.
Not anymore.
That's it.
Swearing parrots.
Yep.
Well, who'd have thunk it? Last one then, Claire.
Okay. Man gets his own back on X by selling her fake Jimmy Choo handbag in savage advert.
Whoa.
So he put an
The scamp.
advert online for his ex-missus's fake Jimmy Choo bag, and the post read, "Selling my ex-girlfriend's fake Jimmy Choo handbag. It matched her persona quite well. Fake and leathery, with excessive tanning and a surgically enhanced chest." Savage. He goes on to say that at first glance they both looked like the real deal, but once you looked closely it becomes quite apparent that there were traits that aren't that nice and bits aren't quite in the right place and there's a strange smell. And in brackets he's put the girlfriend on the bag. The bag smells great. So it goes on to brutally state that the bag is empty, much like her soul.
Oh, fucking hell.
And adds that no matter how much you wish it might be real, there's nothing more than a cheap imitation. Oh, rough.
Wow.
So everyone's been jumping on this,
It's savage.
saying that brilliant, there's plenty more real bags out there. Someone else replied, "That's the best thing I've read all week." And this is on Twitter, I believe.
Oh, someone wasn't impressed though. They told the seller stop buying a girl cheap gifts. What do you expect? Oh, harsh. How'd they know that he bought it for her?
She come with her fake bag.
Yeah, I think she come with a fake bag and left it there,
Yeah. Cheap.
So is that in summary the end of the show?
Do you want to do some fucked up facts?
We can.
Okay. Have a jingle, please.
Facts, fucked up facts, facts.
Oh wow, that was really good. In unison.
Definitely get on X Factor.
That's the only thing we can sing.
The average person walks past 11 murderers in their life.
I can believe that. I reckon I did that today. I walked around Mansley and Dawley.
Yeah, I believe that.
I thought that seemed a bit crazy.
Mike, I've personally encountered 2.
Oh yeah?
Oh yeah.
Fuck me.
Ben, they're attracted to you.
I know. Literally 2. I've literally been... I was fairly good friends with one of them. One I barely...
You didn't even notice they were a murderer.
Well, no, that only happened recently. But I was...
Murderers to be.
They were murderers to be. You know, apparently the other guy, I mean, I met him like 2 or 3 times briefly, but then he went on to be a murderer. And then, you know...
Clearly Ben's got no psychic ability.
The last one, I knew she was a bit nuts, but fucking hell.
Your murder dial's not working.
Really not. It's really not.
I hope she's not listening to this in jail. She might be going out and be like, Ben.
I may have just fucked the trial, I don't know.
I don't think they'll be listening.
Nah, probably not. Okay, better move on for legal reasons.
Humans glow in the dark.
We luminescent, are we?
Apparently.
Like glow bugs.
Are we? Yeah, because so many people get knocked down in the night.
Like people off Cocoon.
Fuck me, Cocoon! All the old grandpas doing the fucking basketball. Man. That was my favourite childhood movies.
Cocoon, really?
Yeah, it was. Love that
I
movie.
was like, I want to jump in that pool.
Yeah. And when he gave his life force to help his wife, oh, that was so sad. I think I might have shed a tear at that point. Mind you, I was about 10.
I bet you were upset when E.T. died, innit?
Never liked E.T.
No.
No.
Not like that, E.T. He's a right cunt.
Don't like E.T.
Do this fucking shit.
He looks like a scabby German sausage.
Yeah. Yeah.
How old were you when E.T. came out? About 1?
93, I was 0.
Yeah, I hadn't been born probably, yeah.
84, I think.
I was 84, so
was it?
I was 1 or less than. I seen it when I was a kid. It was like my dad used to love it.
My dad cried.
I think mine did too. And I just didn't really like it. Which is weird
because
considering...
the flower died.
You know, batteries not included used to get me.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's tragic. That movie's tragic.
Used to get me as well. What?
What, the old senile chick?
I don't even remember it. I just...
The robotics. He loves the robotics, doesn't he?
Yeah, it's sad. It's tragic.
Oh, that's it. There was a little...
Flying things.
Yeah, they're all little flying
it.
things, and they helped the
yeah.
people who lived in the block that was being sold by a heartless capitalist. It was a feel-good story, but, you know, it's sad. Okay, go on, before I break down again.
The world's smallest football league is the Isles of Scilly Football League. Isles of Scilly.
Oh, it was silly. Okay, is there 2 teams?
There are. They play each other for the entire season.
Wow, that must get boring quick.
Where's the Isles?
Isles of Scilly, I don't know.
Off Scotland somewhere, I think.
There.
It's one of them ones that are right up past Scotland, I think.
Is it pronounced Scilly or Skilly?
Yeah, it's silly, yeah. Isles of Scilly, yeah.
I bet it's so small you're playing your brother or something.
Families have fallen out over it, haven't they? Because it's like, we've only played for the United. And then there's other family, like, we've only ever played for FC, don't you dare transfer.
How did you get the players up for each game? I was like, come on lads, we've got our main rivals this week. The 18th teams walking around.
Let's get out there and twat them. We're drinking with them later on. There's only one pub.
I'm married to the left back.
Oh, well, that caused some friction in the squads.
Yeah.
I bet there's no homosexuals in the Isle of Scilly, to be fair. Out maybe.
Apparently there's no homosexuals in football, but...
There was one gay in the village.
That's true, there's always one. There's no... Well, there's
Maybe 2.
maybe.
What was it?
Yeah. There was a holding hands once church on the Sunday where no one could see. They all sparred from there. Then they were rolling in the hay together.
Altar boys.
Just think there's like footballers that haven't come out because they're scared to. In this day and age, there's got to be gay footballers, isn't there?
Oh yeah. Rugby
Statistically.
players, isn't it? Rugby players.
Yeah.
There's probably more rugby players come out as gay than
I
footballers.
think there has,
They're
yeah.
bears.
There's been a few actually, fairly recently. A few of them have come out and said, yeah, I'm gay. I play rugby, what of it?
I'll get in the scrum.
Alright then, Mike, go on.
An Australian hotel has recently been forced to ban emus from their property after they learned to climb stairs.
Wow.
So they didn't know originally how to climb stairs.
We do now.
Yeah.
They just go up to some stairs and went face first. After a while.
Well, climbing stairs, you think about it,
Tentative steps.
it's to a wild emu, I mean, it's a learned thing for everyone, isn't it? I mean, we learn as kids to do it. Dogs and cats learn to do
emus
it.
don't need to climb
Emus
stairs.
don't need to climb stairs, do they?
God, they're one
Maybe
step
they'll-
away from consciousness, like, you know.
Oh, God. Well,
Emus
attack.
taking
And
over.
you know what?
Once they learn how to open doors, we're fucked.
Australia once declared war on emus and lost.
They did.
Genuinely, yeah.
The emu wars,
Yeah.
Emu wars.
Mike,
Stay
fucking
Google it.
pause it and Google it. Emu Wars.
I'll Google it later.
Emu Wars. I'm sure that the Australians killed like 27,000 emus and admitted defeat.
Yeah.
I could imagine the kangaroo wars. They've got some feet on them.
Oh man, you listen in box.
Boxing champions.
Yeah, they're fucking ace.
But the emu wars, I'm not sure I can, you'll have to educate me later.
You'll like this one, Ben. Humans have the largest penises of all primates.
Yay!
Male gorillas, for instance, have penises that are just 5 centimetres long.
Hey, get in.
Gutted.
Puts me in the top 1%. At least.
That's primates though, but not mammals. The whales have the...
Yeah, technically you.
schlongs,
Yeah. What was the whale the other week? 5 foot?
That was the
Oh, that was the clit?
Was the vagina,
Yeah.
wasn't it? Not the...
Well, the clit was 3 foot long.
Yeah.
The vagina was 5 foot deep. The whale was
6?
no, it wasn't the whale. Wasn't the male whale's penis go up to like fucking 10 foot?
Something like that.
Oh yeah, it was just getting the tip in, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Really?
He was tipping it.
Tipping it.
Here's the penis fact for you.
Okay.
Hermaphroditic flatworms
Right.
fence each other with their penises.
Oh God!
Well, I've never done that before.
The winner stabs the loser with its penis, inseminating them.
Wow. So they become a chick. Or
Yeah,
just-
hermaphrodite, aren't they?
Oh yeah.
They got both.
Wow.
Male and female.
I do quite admire that. Like, imagine like if Star Wars, the end fight of Revenge of the Sith was with them tapeworms. I have the high ground, Anakin. Oh fuck!
Well, I'd be wrong.
With their lightsaber dueling with their
I'd be
cocks.
inseminating into Anakin.
Yeah, and then burning him in lava. Cutting his arms and legs off, burning him, presumably removing his penis too. Oh man. I don't want to see the fucking tapeworm version of Revenge of the Sith. Hit me with another.
Before taking office in Kentucky, all politicians must swear that they have never challenged anyone to a duel.
Oh, but dueling's what makes politics great.
Bring it back.
I can't say I've ever challenged anyone to a duel. Not
I'm
a real-
considering it
not
now.
a real duel anyway, a joke duel with a stick.
Was that one of the kids?
No, actually. So when I was 20 odd years old, I was like, having a camp out,
Fair enough.
grabbed a stick.
Were you high?
Yeah. Had a few beers as well,
Yeah.
Just round the campfire.
Yeah, why not?
Dueling with a burning stick or something, pretending we're Jedis.
Me and John nearly bought practice swords in lockdown because we thought we'd try and
Oh, the wooden
duel
ones.
each other. No, like the polymer ones that are like, they're the same weight but don't hurt when they hit you.
Oh.
Or don't hurt as much. I'll shamelessly plug Devil's Advocate, my sideshow. Yeah, we had this massive argument and I still don't consider it fixed that a samurai could beat a knight. I think a knight would win. So I was going to get a medieval broadsword, he was going to get a katana, and we'd try and reenact it.
Fuck me, I've seen a right fucking disaster. Chopping each other's fucking limbs off.
No, real ones, Mike. They practice swords.
Oh, dude.
They're not blunt. They're just blunt. But I was actually I was getting to the point where I was looking on eBay for buying shields and helmets.
Can you lift a broadsword?
Yeah, it's about £4 or £5. Yeah, if you know
I
something.
get it, Ben. You might need it when the apocalypse comes.
Well, I might get the sharpened one at that point. But I did consider buying a Viking one too, a Viking broadsword, because I think that was superior too. But
I think your flatmate with the lighter katana has got the upper hand.
no, maybe so in practice, but in reality, I say the katana can't take blows from the knight's broadsword and would shatter, or at least blunt itself very quickly. And because it hasn't got a stabbing edge, or it's not heavy enough to use as a bludgeoning weapon, the knight would win. Because he's got
his optimism.
he's got a point to his sword, so he can stab more efficiently with a straighter edge, and he can. If all else fails, you can fucking hammer him to death with it.
I'm on the samurai side.
Oh, you're all fucking you're all idiots. You can't see
Have you
it.
seen the size of a broadsword? Have you stood next to one?
A medieval half and a hand sword.
I can't
It's
see
like
you
what
lifting
Jon
it
Snow's
down, I'm
wielding.
So sorry,
It's like what Jon Snow's wielding in Game of Thrones.
It's
As soon as you pull back, throw him star in the neck.
That's not samurais. That's ninjas.
Oh, Oh shit! Alright then.
Ninjas didn't use throwing
They've
stars.
got some throwing stuff, haven't they?
I don't know. They did have, but no, samurais didn't. No, they were all about the swords and
something
the speed. Anyway, enough. Last fact up fact. Listen to the episode and let me know what you think, people.
The United States National Park Service issued an official recommendation against sacrificing your slowest friend if you're attacked by an irate bear.
Oh, that seems...
Quote, even if you think the friendship has run its course.
Wow. That's fantastic. Always go back. Leave no man behind. Yeah. It's like the old joke though, isn't it? Oh, that bear's coming out. That's why you're putting your trainers fuller on. You're going to outrun it. I haven't got to. I'm going to go outrun you. Alright, go on then.
That's it.
That's it? The last one?
Yeah.
Alright then.
We'd also like to plug Captain Burrito t-shirts that had but 2 clicks.
And one of them was me. One of them was Mike.
So,
It's on the Facebook page, a link that works.
Don't buy them, 19 quid.
Yeah, they are 19 quid. That is ridiculously
Christmas
expensive.
is coming off.
Christmas is coming up. If you want to spend 19 quid like Captain Burrito, or cut into the bun and a post-truth apocalypse t-shirt.
You probably need to be sectioned, but if not, then you're welcome to purchase one.
It might
Go to the
get
Facebook
you.
page.
Yeah, you see the link. Oh. Honestly, we'll reinvest the money in beer and weed. And maybe podcast equipment. Well, thanks for listening. I've been Ben. Don't drink the Flavour Aid. Don't join a cult.
I'm Mike. Thanks for listening. Peace out. May the force be with you.
And I've been Claire, and... Keep an open mind, but not so open that it spills out your ears like me. Good night.